As lot as 40 tons of heroin could be fleeting via Mozambique each year, manufacturing it the nation's other largest exportable, in a trading how is forced by the use of portable telephone apps, writes Mozambique analysis Joseph Hanlon. Mozambique is now an essential halt for heroin traders who are with roundabout means of communication for their food to achieve Europe of Afghanistan, as more rigid coercion has closed off the more than straight paths. The heroin goes of Afghanistan to Pakistan's southward west shore, and of down there it is undertaken by motor 20M wood dhows to shut to northern Mozambique's shore. The dhows anchoring offshore and less boats get the heroin of the dhow to the bathing beach, wherever it is gathered and excited to warehouses. It is later packed on little trucks and is managed 3,000 kilometers, 1,850 miles, by way to Johannesburg, and of down there other vessel it to Europe. Every dhow carries a ton of heroin, and one arrives each 1 week besides 4 in the rainy season time of year, that makes on 40 arrivals a year. Heroin as well comes in by canister in the nation's Nacala and Beira ports wherever it is lie amongst some consumer goods, such as wash machines. Common, the tool how at low 40 tons of heroin undergo via the nation every year, on to export. I estimation how the narcotic is cost $20 meter, pound 15 meter, per ton at the spot in the trading, manufacturing it the nation's other largest precious exportable, following charcoal. Out of the exportable's full importance, on $100 meter is alleged to remain in Mozambique as profits, bribes, and payments to members of the steering for limo side. With 2000 the heroin trading has been transferred out by set importing business community, that conceal the drugs in legal consignments and use their own warehouses, personnel and vehicles to promote their motion. At ports, workers are said not to scanning glass of specific trade companies so the drugs are not found. Elder for limo figures include an general idea of the industry, importance how down there has been no dispute among trade families and slight heroin remnant in Mozambique. Police force representative Inácio Dina told the authorities were studying these received information. He told the police force were making their top to halt the drugs trading but acknowledged it was an enormous problem. We must know how the nation's geographic position, in a long shoreline, and length Earth national borders, opening different scenarios. On its portion, the world society has substantially selected to disregard the heroin in transit trading, since it requested acquiescence and reforms in other areas, such as an always greater part for the individual segment. But a other, less than structural, arm of the drugs trading has as well founded, loan ideas of the card economics, wherever independent workers are contacted via portable telephone apps to see if they are accessible. The has been lightweight by the superior portable telephone scope in northern Mozambique, the increase of WhatsApp and its ciphered communication framework, and growing corrupt practices in Mozambique. In the instance of Mozambique's heroin trading, a motorist or ship proprietor will get a WhatsApp communication expressive them wherever to choose up and supply a pack of heroin, and how to be pay. Not one knows the sameness of the man who shipped the communication or their position. For such human beings coordinate the trading, order the motion of 20 kg, 44 pound, of heroin is as lightweight as order an Uber cab, and completely open secret. Too many decades back, pervert police force commanders would include followed drivers in shipments of heroin on the polar to South Mozambique leg of the travel, to provide they were not stopped at the multiple police force checkpoints. You may as well love, later as portable phone scope superior, drivers were taking into account a quantity to urge if they were stopped. But the degree of the corrupt practices has modified how and drivers are now taking into account a heap of cash to pay bribes at checkpoints. Everything is leftward of the cash while they come in Johannesburg is their pay for the travel. No heroin is withdrawn in Mozambique, but down there are confiscations close the boundary in southward Africa, since authorities down there are concerned on growing use of heroin in Cloak City and some big cities. Such seizures show how heroin is frequently stigmatized and soldered in 1 kilogram packages in Afghanistan, seemingly to hinder it of creature falsified on the length journey path. Amongst the mark names how include Go to Lighting R555, Tokapi and Africa Consumer Demand. In the new planet of ciphered exchanging messages apps, a purchaser in Europe can location and procedure for 100 kg of 555 in a spreader who may be everywhere. The spreader puts along quite orders to do up 1 ton on a dhow, and arranges gallery in Mozambique and supply to a storage. Contact regional coordinators with WhatsApp or a such application. In the storage, the ton is break up once again in the various orders that are shipped to Johannesburg. Really, Mozambique's heroin trading looks love the trading in any some product, fair else food driving via Mozambique and coordinate by multi-ethnic organizations.